Good morning. This is Renee.
And I'm Will.
And we're from Phoenix Curations. We're resellers online. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing to our channel if you like reseller content. We love to interact with our audience, so add any comments that you think of along the way. And, of course, the thumbs up is always good for the algorithm. So today we're going to talk about what sold. We have gotten a little bit back to thrifting, but it's really terrible here. It's awful. You want to talk a little bit about that experience?
Well, we have 3 thrift stores that I have found in our town that are open, and the picking has been pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, it's like they didn't put out any new inventory from when they closed, and
Yeah, Goodwill has not... anything they brought in before they closed or has come in since they've opened has not yet made it to the shelves. In fact, their shelves are about half empty.
they are. They're no longer running their 40% off for the color of the week, and it doesn't look like they have enough employees in there to even process their donations. I saw them piled up like under the awning, like to the ceiling, and they're just sitting out there.
Yeah,
because there's just no one to work.
Yeah, they had about half as many employees as they usually have inside the store.
Yeah, so we're hopeful that the bins are going to open up eventually here soon. We don't know what that's going to look like. The videos from other resellers are giving a pretty bleak picture of what the bins look like, and they're going to be very different. I hope we can get beyond that because our cost of goods is really high, and we love what we do. We really, really do. And so, anyway, let's get on with what's sold. Do you want to talk about this first item?
Sure, a black suede Lucky brand shoulder bag. Did this come out? This came out of. This didn't come out of a box.
No, this was gifted to us by Marais.
Oh, okay. So a friend of ours gave this to us. Thank you to her. So our cost on this is good, and we sold it for $20.
And this is an Ann Cole one-piece bathing suit. It's black, new with tags. I got this at a local 50-cent sale at a consignment store that we have here, and it sold for $25. All our sales are not this great. I'll just tell you on the front end.
A Lucky brand embroidered tassel lace-up Peasant style top. Where did this come from?
This
The
came from
bins?
our plus-size box, so $7.05
that's
is the
right.
cost of goods on that.
This is B&G box.
So the person who got this was pretty insistent about getting it, but for a low price. So it was new with tags. It was really, really nice. I did eventually sell it to her for the $16. And our photo there was overexposed. So if you ever get foggy looking pictures like that, that's what your problem is. This is a Cannondale cycling windbreaker full zip jacket, size extra large, and this is intended actually for biking maybe on a cool morning. It's got a little nutrition pocket in the back. And you were with me when we got this. We got it at a local thrift store. Was it $2.95 or $3.95? Do you remember?
I want to say $2.95.
Okay, we did look it up. We thought it would sell for $15 to $20, but we were kind of hurting for things to list, so we got it.
Got a great 70s vibe to it.
It does. I liked the look at the jacket, honestly.
J.Crew patchwork button-up shirt. This person was very excited about this shirt. She loved the colors and the pattern, so that's great. Hope she enjoys it. This came from the bins.
Nope,
If I'm not
actually,
mistaken.
no, it came from local charity thrift shop, one of your
Oh, okay.
favorites. So things there that aren't marked are $3.99 or $2.99?
$3.99.
$3.99. Yeah. So this was purchased for Depop, and my kids said that it reminded them of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and they were always joking about doing the Carlton in this shirt. So next we have Jam Collection Organic Bloom Floral Print Blouse. This also came from our plus size box from B&G. So the cost on this was $7.05, and with liquidations, you cannot expect to make a whole lot of money on those items. So if you double your money, that's good. If you triple your money, that's fantastic. You may just add 50%. I believe this top had a little mark in it. Yeah, one spot on the front. So that's why we sold it for $12. But it's pretty. It's a pretty blouse.
Banana Republic factory camisoles. There were 2 of them that were the same size. Was this an actual pack?
No, they came from the bins.
All right, so we found these the same size. Camisoles don't go for a whole lot, so actually $10 is not bad.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong to the audience, because I know we hauled them, so if they didn't come from the bins, someone let me know, because I remember saying it was a bad buy when I did it. But, Banana Republic is decent quality, and they were like new condition, and they're basic, and there's no reason that they couldn't sell. So I got them.
Ron John Surf Shop, tie-dye tank top. I grew up with Ron John Surf Shop. Where we live, the beach is pretty close. I picked this up at the bins, and I looked at comps at it. It didn't comp well, but we did pretty good for getting $10 for it. It was part of a bundle.
Yeah, it was part of a 3-item bundle. So the bundle sold for $30. So that does average out to $10. Let's see what else was in the bundle. This Champion Classic Black shirt that we got in our B&G men's returns box, and the cost of goods was $505, and we said in that video, if you haven't seen it, you can check it out, that we just expected to barely make our money back on that box, and actually we're doing a little better than that.
Yeah.
And so then there was one more item.
These Dickies Flex 12 skinny work pants. These came out of a B&G box as well, didn't they?
Yep. So $505 cost of goods on those. And so those 3 items together sold for $30, so it's like $10 a piece. Then we have this J.Crew corduroy navy blue jacket, size large. And I know you struggled trying to get this to photograph without it looking like a rumpled professor jacket.
Yes.
Where'd you get it?
This came from the bins. And it's an interesting. It's a long jacket, long sleeves, more than an average men's coat. So it wasn't marked as tall, but it could have been.
Yeah, it looks like it was J.Crew factory too. I can see the little factory dots.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it sold for $18. I think our photographs probably lent to that. So this is a Nick and Nora Boston Terrier adult onesie pajama. You can see that I had a terrible time trying to photograph it. It is black and it looks gray, and you have that problem a lot with black. It was in excellent condition, came from the bins, had these cute little button eyes, and I knew that somebody was going to have a French Bulldog or Boston Terrier, whichever you prefer, that would buy them. And they were 2XL, which is a great size. So sold for $20. I got lots of low balls, lots of likes, but eventually sold for $20.
Onesies do pretty darn well. I sold every single one we've gotten.
Yeah, I don't mind it. They're fun,
They're just hard to photograph.
Yes, if you can find a stock photo, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Maybe now that we've upped our game with editing photos, we learned how to take the background out. Maybe I can model some of them. Maybe you can model some of them.
Yeah.
And we'll take the background out and cut our heads off, because that's the way we roll.
That's great. Okay, a pair of Old Navy point knit pixie sculpt pants. These must have come out of a box, because we usually don't pick up Old Navy at the bins or the thrift store.
So this is thread up. Remember
Thread Up
those?
box, yeah.
I got all salty about those thread up mixed clothing boxes, and I wouldn't haul them. So the cost of goods on those items was $2.14. I threw one item away because it was not only was it average, but it was damaged. So Old Navy pixie pants will sell. These were those sculpting pants, like faux SPANX. So
no, I don't wear those. So
no, you don't
I'm
know.
not,
Okay,
yeah.
well try them on just to check them out. They feel good. Will you'll like it. Anyway, so then we have some Forever 21 denim shorts. Kind of a boho tapestry fabric. You see a lot of backpacks in that kind of tapestry, and I think you got these from the bins.
I did.
Yeah, so all of that junior stuff that we were going to sell to Plato's Closet or to one of the consignment shops, we ended up listing, and it does sell, it's just not for a lot. But those are super cute. $12.
Oh, this you had a field day with this. You loved this.
I loved it.
You
I
talk
did. I
about
loved
this
it.
because it was
Okay, so this is a Stussy Classic Collage tie-dye sweatshirt. Stussy is on my BOLO list. I don't get a lot of good streetwear here. Stussy's, up there with Obey and a few others. I got a million lowball offers on this, and I even had somebody who told me it wasn't a sweatshirt, it was a t-shirt, and I'm like, why do you say that? But anyway, so we did have a conversation in the comments, and the thing with it was the body of it was a little short for a man's item, but the sleeves were too long for it to be a woman's item. It definitely was a man's item. It was put out in 2013. Eventually, I just sold it for $25, and I was happy to see it go to somebody who's going to love it, because tie-dye is super hot right now, and it really is a nice tie-dye. Mm-hmm. So it didn't cost much, $1 at the bins.
Great. This also came from the bins, a Lilly Pulitzer floral eyelet bell cuff top. This was a little bit difficult to photograph because it didn't want to lay flat. The buttons didn't want to come together too well to photograph, but it was a very cute top, and a lot of it is in style. The bell sleeves, kind of a crochet type pattern. So $40 was a good price.
Yeah, I think the only thing wrong with this is it had a little ring around the collar, which we were successful at getting out.
Yep, it did.
And it's not very Lilly-like, but it's very cool. So this is Miraclesuit Marais. Is it Marais? Okay, we think it's Marais. Black skirted one-piece bathing suit. Now, the problem with this is that there is not a size listed. If there had been a size listed, I could have sold it for more. So how do you measure a bathing suit? Well, bathing suits are meant to fit tight and they stretch. So I did my very best to measure armpit to armpit, stretched and unstretched. I listed those. I estimated the cup size. I looked at the website. I hope she likes it and it doesn't come back to us. But Miraclesuits are kind of shapewear. They kind of tuck you right in. This was a current style. Sells for $202. I did pay $6.95 for it.
Okay.
But again, I could have sold it for $50 or $60 if I was sure of the size. And I hope it fits her and she loves it.
If anyone has an opinion of how you can measure that better, leave us a comment down below. Let us know.
Yes. I mean, I will frequently try things on to check. Yeah. But I'm a 6, so I couldn't try that on and make any sense out of the size. But if you have a better way, please
let us know. Yeah.
Let us know.
This is an Equine Couture Blakey riding breeches. These, we live near horse country, so sometimes we get some western wear and some horse, clothes that horse riding people wear. These were from the bins, and getting $30 from them was pretty good. I was happy with that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. And I also think you got another pair too, didn't you? In a different color. Mm-hmm. It's funny how you'll get like multiples of a very similar item together, similar size, similar brand. I don't know how Goodwill works that out. Yeah. So these are some vintage black woven open flats by Joel Parker, size 9. Now, these came from the bins, and they were flat as a pancake. But with quality leather, once I hydrated them, those straps popped right up, and they kept their shape. So you can still see in the photos they were still a little bit dry, and I did go ahead and condition them one more time and kind of let them air dry a little bit before I shipped them out. I'm glad somebody bought those for $20. They're really unique. They're cute shoes. They cost us $1 at the bins. And they deserve another life. No one can get shoes like that anywhere else. So you'll have a one-of-a-kind pair.
J.Crew Summer Slim checked men's shirt. I went to the bins one day, and I just walked into about 30 long-sleeve button-down shirts, all name brands, and they aren't selling that well, but some have sold for less than 17, but I think we were asking 17, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know what it is with the button down shirts, but they're struggling. We're struggling.
Well, you can get them pretty cheap.
Yeah, but you can't sell them.
Yeah.
It's awful. I hate it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know if they're just out of style or they just don't photograph well, or maybe the market's saturated. I don't know. So these are some Adidas Advantage Cloud Foam 3-stripe, size men's 9.5. And these were given to me by my daughter, and they were given to her by my cousin, and neither one of them wore them very much. They do not photograph well because they look kind of yellowed, but they're almost brand new. So I'm happy to get the $20, maybe more with if they photographed better, but they're not dirty, which is the way they look in the photographs.
Vintage brown half slip with a lace hem on the bottom. They look like, well, I don't know what kind of flower that is.
Yeah, I don't either.
This probably came from the bins.
Yeah.
I know there's one in particular that I go to that has a lot of vintage lingerie. But we sold a fair amount of this. It doesn't always go for a whole lot, but it does sell.
Yeah, and it's so lightweight. It doesn't cost anything. I have learned a little bit about what to pick up. So I don't pick up just basic white slips or off-white slips, even if they're vintage. Unless they're a fabulous name brand like Odette Barso or something like that. Or they have unique patterns of lace and they're really nice, scalloped hems and splits and stuff like that. Or they're an odd length, like they're super long maxi, or they're little tiny mini, or they're an interesting color. But your basic knee length, cream colored, lace hem, vintage slip doesn't sell. So I learned my lesson with that because I had to redonate a whole pile of them.
Me too.
You too. Okay. So these are Oakley 8.0 Carbon X SFI Motorsport Racing Boots, and I just grabbed them because they were Oakley. They were from the bins, so about $1 on cost. It took me forever to find out actually what these were. I knew they were some special technical shoe, but Oakley doesn't make a ton of racing stuff, so I did eventually find out what they were, and I knew it would take a while to sell them. Selling them for $20 makes me happy. So some kids out there on a motorcycle having a good time in them.
So these are motorcycle boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes you come across things like this in a thrift store or at Goodwill, and you don't know what they are. I have some things that, it takes a while to figure out what they are.
Yeah, and sometimes you take the risk just because you want to learn. I learn so much more when I take a risk, because you eat your mistakes in this business. So. If you have to eat your mistake, you remember.
Well, pick up your mistakes at the bins because it's cheaper.
Yeah, definitely. But it's fun to just research it and learn. And so if its cost of goods is low, let's do it.
These are a Nike Rare Shoot 4 VG turf soccer cleats. We sold a few pair of soccer cleats. They did pretty good, and they usually go for a fair amount of money. For some reason, soccer cleats are way expensive. Usually the good ones are over $100. And this is one of those, and $60 is great. These came from the bins, right?
Yes, they did. Yeah. And so they cost $1, and they actually typically sell for $80 to $90. But I think right now is not a good time for sporting shoes because people are not playing team sports.
Yeah.
So I just let them go. I could tell. I looked at the profile of the guy that bought them, and he definitely was into his sports and his soccer, and so he'll really enjoy them. I'm happy to share that joy.
A pair of SPANX red long line racerback sports bra. SPANX does pretty well. Again, it's like the vintage lingerie. It doesn't always go for a whole lot, but it always sells.
Yeah, so the more shapewear pieces definitely go for better than this. I got this for $1.95. We were hurting for inventory, and it sold pretty quick. Yeah. So I am happy with that. So these are vintage 1974 Pillsbury Doughboy girl salt and pepper shakers, and they came in a box, and there was some writing on the box, and I researched them, and no one had a pair of them. Some sold the boy and some sold the girl, and most of them were yellowed, and these were not, probably because they were kept in the box by a collector. On eBay, I probably could have got more money. Collectibles, not really the posh market. But I'm happy to sell them for $15. They probably cost me $0.10. The box weighed more than they did. They're plastic. So there you go.
Poppin' fresh and poppy.
Yes, poppin' fresh and poppy.
Interesting.
Anyway, they're super cute.
A pair of Adidas jersey knit shorts. These are pretty basic shorts. These came from the bins.
I believe so.
Yeah, size large. They didn't come in an extra large box. So $15.
Yeah, and they're a newer style, but they kind of have a like early '90s vibe with those stripes.
Yeah, they do.
So I just like the look of them, and they got a ton of attention. And I don't, no one pulled the trigger for a while. I think those might have sold in a bundle of, yeah, they did. So they sold in a bundle of 4 items. All 4 items went for $33. This also went with it, a lush orange tank top, which also came from the bins, super lightweight, didn't cost much.
A Lagacy orange white straight braided tank cover. So this is just a striped version of the last tank top.
Yeah, this one's a little bit longer, and it's meant to be a bathing suit cover up, but it took me a while to figure that out. It was one of those research things.
Yeah.
Also from the bins, sold in that bundle. And the next thing was this American Eagle knit tank with this little satin bow on it, and this came from my closet. So all in all, that whole bundle cost us $1, and that's why we let it go for $33. There's no cost of goods to us, and lightweight, good for the buyer. This is also a bundle, by the way.
Okay, Ralph Lauren Sport Tier Ruffle Tank. What'd the bundle go for?
The bundle went for $45. It was 4 items. This one came from the bins. It was very, very nice quality. Also in that was this Michael Kors silver tank top, which was mine. It did have a little snag in the back. I never wore it. I bought it, and it's really sparkly silver holiday wear. But you can't tell that in the picture because I cannot. I think right here you can see a little bit. I can't photograph the sparkles. I don't know why. They don't come out. You have to get the light just right.
Also in the bundle was this Old Navy tank, white striped flowy tank.
Yeah, bins.
Bins, yeah.
Probably cost $0.10. And this also came from the bins. So part of that bundle is an Ann Taylor beaded sequin evening tank, size small. So this had some beads missing, which, we disclosed and took a picture of it. But it's still beautiful. And for whatever reason, I got the sparkles on the beads. But those little silver threads don't show up. So that whole bundle for $45. Cost of goods on the hat was less than $1 to us.
A Puma Golf pink sweater, long sleeve. This came from the bins. This is one of those things I had to search for on the internet. I finally found it. It was sold, I think, about 10 years ago. So sometimes you can't find photographs on the internet of older clothes. If anybody has any secrets on ways to find that, and you want to share,
gold. That's gold.
leave us a note in the comments below. But I finally found it, and it had a little bit of interest on it, but we're glad to see it go.
Yep. And this also was yours and came from the bins. This is a Lucky Brand Mandela t-shirt. And Lucky Brand, I think, always sells, but not necessarily for a lot. The tops don't. So $10. Cost of goods very low.
Line and Dot black and white striped short blazer. I don't know much about Line and Dot. This came out of one of our boxes, didn't it?
Yeah, it was it was
B&G?
the Revolve box.
Oh.
So the Revolve box was the most expensive per piece. This was absolutely saturated on Posh, and it also had a little watermark on the arm. So cost of goods was $11.78. You take out our $4 in Posh fees and our shipping supplies, and it's pretty much a wash.
Yeah. Okay. So no more Revolve for us.
Well, we did make money on the other pieces.
We did.
We did.
That's true.
And it was just fun to research all that Revolve stuff. It wasn't, something I'm super familiar with. So these are Hype Cream Red Block Heel Slingback Leather kitten heels. And when I got these, kitten heels weren't a big deal, but I generally will get leather shoes that are in decent condition if they're from the bins. I want to say these might have been made in Italy, but I don't think they were. I also will get anything made in Italy or Brazil, which occasionally is a mistake, but for $1, which is about what you pay for shoes there, it was worth the risk. And now kitten heels and slingbacks are in style.
They are.
And they are super unique. So $18 on those.
White House Black Market chambray strappy wedges. These came from the bins.
Nope. These came from a thread-up box.
Oh, and $10. What was the cost on these shoes?
Let's see. The cost on those, I think, was $6.53 a shoe, something like that. $6.57.
But overall, we made money off that box, right?
We did.
So,
These are just the leftovers. This was the first thread-up shoe box we ever did. So there's just a little bit of leftovers. So it's just time to move those along.
Yeah.
Chambray and denim is super hot right now, so I probably could have priced them back up, but they weren't in the best condition.
The more inventory that sells, the more you can get.
That's right. And we like to get inventory. If we can ever get to the bins and get inventory again, or the thrift stores decide to put out new inventory. So these are just black, medium wash, step raw hem jeans, size 28. These are sold at Buckle, and it's like a higher in-house brand for Buckle, I think. And they sold for $24. Those came from a thread-up denim box, and the cost of goods on those, I'm not sure because we didn't sell everything, and we still have stuff to go to consignment, but somewhere $2 to $3 a piece.
Style and Company tan cargo Capri mid-rise shorts. These came out of our plus-size box from B&G that we just made a video of a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, so cost of goods, $7.05.
Yeah.
$15. That's about what we expect on some of it. Some of it sells for more.
Yeah.
The dresses definitely sold for more. These are some Keds Champion sweatshirt jersey ortholite sneakers. For whatever reason, I can sell Vans that look just like these, but Keds sit. And I don't understand. They're essentially the same shoe. But for whatever reason, Keds take longer to sell. So we sold these for $15. They came from the bins. We always estimate shoes at $1 a pair.
Scrub top from Koi with tigers and roses. So was this new with tags?
It wasn't new with tags. It came
No.
from the bins. It's
But
kind of Ed Hardy-ish, and then it's kind of got that, what do you think, like Versace busyness going on there. I don't know, but it's a lot going on. But
for
it
scrub
works.
top, it's got a lot going on.
Yeah, but it works. It works, and it's kind of cool. And I couldn't find another one, so $17. I'm happy, and that'll someone will rock that.
That's good for they will. That's a good price for scrub top.
Yeah. Koi does better than some of the others. So this photographed terrible, and that's why I couldn't sell it, I think. This is a Ralph Lauren Pima cotton sweater, size extra large, and it just looks washed out, and it really isn't that washed out. It just was overexposed, and I couldn't get it right. You can see with the background that I played with the settings, editing. But it came from a thread-up men's box, our first one, so cost of goods was $3, and we've sold almost everything out of that box. Mm-hmm. So more than got our money 3 times over. Time to let it go. $10.
Bionica Pandora leather wedge tan cork bed, size 9.5. Where did these come from?
They came from a thread-up box, 7 pairs of size 9.5 for $40, I think. So cost of goods is $6.57.
I don't remember seeing these before. Anyway.
Yeah, so these are just kind of some orthopedic shoes, and orthopedic shoes sell. They take a little minute because, you know, a brand like that, you have to have somebody specifically looking for them. So $30, I'm very happy with that. It offsets the White House black market.
Yes, it did. Came out of the same box.
This is a bundle. Let's see. I'm just trying to find my notes on how much this bundle costs or sold for.
Old Navy cashmere pink sweater,
yes.
polo style.
Yeah,
Short sleeves.
It was tiny, and I think I put that in there that it looks very small to me, like a size 0 or 2. But it was cashmere, and it didn't feel shrunk. When things are shrunk, you can tell. So the whole bundle sold for $45. Oh, apparently the hype shoes were a part of that. So it was no, wait a minute. No, the hype shoes were not part of it. So this item and this Laundry by Shelley Segal skirt, pink. When I bought this, the pleats were not like a thing, and now they are a thing. We bought this for Depop. It sat forever, and now pleats are a thing. So it's sold in this bundle with this.
It's a black croco trim heart metal. There's a pendant on it. satin bag with leather trim.
So this is a bad buy on my part.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was Brighton, but it's a Brighton wannabe. It's a kind of fake Brighton. So I paid $20 for it. I ended up putting $20 on it. It's a cute bag. It's sold in the bundle. I'm happy that it sold, but I definitely will check for Brighton next time. This also sold in the bundle. These are vintage Steve Madden jelly thongs.
This was one of our first trips to the bins. You found these.
Was it?
Yeah.
I knew they came from the bins.
I just remember when you picked them up because they're kind of funky shoes with the see-through heels. Those are plastic heels. They're clear blue.
Yeah, like blue sight.
Yeah.
But anyway, kitten heels were not a thing then, but here 9 months later, 10 months later, little kitten heels are in. So again, those 4 items sold for the $45.
David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust graphic T-shirt. We probably got this right after David Bowie passed away. Is probably one reason we picked it up.
Yeah, from the bins.
Yeah.
I like the graphic a lot. I never did find out what birdies meant. I think we even floated it out there in social internet asking people like what is with the birdies, but I don't know if it was just some small club that he played in or what it was. But graphic T-shirts are not our thing overall, and we don't do great with them.
Pair of Hollister Slim Straight medium wash jeans. These were
Bins.
Oh, these came out of the bins?
Yeah, 50 cents.
So men's jeans are doing pretty well. We started selling actually more than we have in the past. In the past, about 3 months, people have started buying jeans. And $15 is about pretty much an average price.
Yeah, it is, unless you have something really special.
Yeah.
So that was all of our sales for the week, and overall, I'm trying to find our numbers because I wrote them down, and now I can't find them. But overall, we did very similar to what we did last week. We grossed a little bit less.
And that's because our cost of goods was a little bit higher. A lot of those items came out of boxes.
Yeah.
Or we bought them from the thrift store. And
so where are you looking forward to going when it opens up, Will?
now I'm looking forward to going to the bins more than anything else.
Me too. I don't know. Even in Georgia, I'm not sure the bins are open.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And they opened before us. So, I found it. Our gross this week, after Poshmark fees and shipping discounts, was $654.32. Cost of goods was $122.79, and that makes our deposits or our profits $531.52, which isn't bad. This is a part-time gig for us. We love it. It's a lot of fun. We like making these videos for you guys. We want to share our journey and get some advice from others. I mean,
it's a lot of fun, and we made about as many sales as we did last week, and our cost of goods was higher. We made about the same amount of money, but moving inventory, that's as we go along this path, we're realizing some things that we picked up we shouldn't have, and we're clearing some of that out of our closet right now.
We are, and honestly, the bad buys, what we would have considered bad buys, kind of benefited us because I think people were shopping, but they weren't looking to spend high dollars right now. Mm-hmm. So it did generate a lot of sales that we had these lower dollar items. We made one change this week, and we're still working on it, which is we learned how to erase the backgrounds in our closet. So you saw some of the faux brick backgrounds and things, stuff like this. And it's not that that's a bad look, but it made our closet very cluttered because we had so many different backgrounds.
We did. And so, yeah, and some products look great with the white background and some do not. A lot of it is about how they're presented in the photograph, how they're shaped.
Right. But yeah, and we're learning. So we can't erase the backgrounds on lace because it erased a lot of the lace. And there are other things that we're learning. But so we cleaned up the backgrounds in our closet. It looks a lot cleaner. We're working on the men's closet, home goods, and children's. And so hopefully soon we'll have a very consistent look. And I think our next experiment might be trying this new copy feature that Poshmark has to relist things and see if that moves stuff along.
Because we haven't really tried relisting to see what if that makes a difference in our sales or not. Some people says it does. Some people are very adamant about it.
Yeah.
So we'll find that out. But we'll see in the next week or two how our backgrounds either change our sales or do not, whether it's worth the effort or not.
Right.
So thanks for watching the video. If you have any comments, questions, please leave us a comment down below.
Yeah, we do. We love to chat with y'all. So, and we're very, very responsive to any feedback that you have, positive or negative. We want to hear all of that stuff. We definitely have responded. We need to physically get back in a video. You all haven't seen us for a while. We are in dire needs of haircuts. And we haven't had any hauls really to show you. We have a thread-up shoebox coming, and so we'll do that when it comes. And we're trying hard to get to a thrift store to kind of show you what's out there to buy. Anyway, thanks so much. You guys have a great weekend.
See you soon.